Engineering is the backbone of our modern world. We build to defy gravity, to cross oceans, and to reach the stars. But when the math is wrong, or the ego is too big, the collapse isn't just physical, it's financial. We're talking about billions of dollars vanished in a single moment of error. You work hard for your money, and a big chunk of it goes to the government for infrastructure. But history is littered with projects where that money didn't build a bridge, it bought a disaster. Today, we're looking at the most expensive engineering blunders that your tax dollars ever funded. The Big Dig in Boston. This wasn't just a construction project, it was a decades-long saga of mismanagement. It was supposed to be a simple way to move traffic underground and beautify the city, but the simple project turned into a monster. By the time it was finished, it was 9 years late and $21 billion over budget. From thousands of leaks in the tunnel walls to ceiling panels that literally fell on cars, the Big Dig became a symbol of how bad planning can bleed a city dry for generations. The Millennium Tower in San Francisco. This is a 58-story luxury skyscraper where condos cost millions. But there's a catch. The building is sinking and tilting. It has already sunk 18 inches into the soft soil of the Bay Area. Why? Because engineers decided to save money by not anchoring the foundation into the solid bedrock. Now the fix is costing another $100 million. Imagine your dream home turning into a leaning tower because someone wanted to cut corners on the dirtwork. Lake Panier, 1980. This is probably the most common mistake with the most insane result. A Texaco oil rig was drilling for oil, but they used the wrong coordinate system. They accidentally poked a hole right into a massive salt mine underneath the lake. The lake literally went down the drain. It created a whirlpool so violent it sucked in the entire drilling rig, 11 barges, and changed the lake from freshwater to saltwater forever. $1 billion ecosystem destroyed by a simple misplaced decimal point. The Mars Climate Orbiter. Even the geniuses at NASA aren't immune to common blunders. In 1999, they lost a $327 million spacecraft because one team used metric units and the other used imperial. It's the most expensive math homework error in history. New York City Corp Center. This building was an architectural marvel, sitting on 4 massive stilts, but there was a deadly flaw. The joints were bolted, not welded. A student figured out that a strong wind would knock it over and kill thousands. The engineers had to secretly weld the building at night during hurricane season, without telling the public to avoid a citywide panic. They barely finished in time. It was a $1 billion secret that almost became a $1 trillion tragedy. The Hyatt Regency Walkway. This is a tragedy taught in every engineering school. A simple design change to a bolt doubled the stress on the support beams. It held for a while, until a party in 1981 where the weight became too much. 114 people paid for that minor change with their lives. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, known as Galloping Gertie, this bridge became a giant wave. Engineers ignored the effects of wind vibration. It opened, it danced for 4 months, and then it literally shook itself to pieces. A multi-million-dollar bridge gone in a breeze. The Hubble Space Telescope. NASA sent it into orbit only to realize it was nearsighted. The mirror was off by just a fraction of a human hair. They had to spend $1.5 billion on a repair mission just to give a telescope its glasses. The St. Francis Dam. William Mulholland was a hero in LA until his dam burst in 1928. He ignored the leaks, thinking they were normal. 431 people died because he didn't realize the ground underneath was dissolving. It remains one of America's worst civil engineering failures. Deepwater Horizon. This $65 billion blunder was caused by a cut corners culture. They used a risky cement job and ignored pressure tests to save time. The result was an explosion that poisoned the Gulf of Mexico for a decade. Berlin Brandenburg Airport. Germany is the king of engineering, right? Wrong. This airport was 9 years late because the fire system was too smart to work. They spent billions keeping an empty building running while they tried to figure out the smoke vents. The Vasa ship. Back in 1628, the King of Sweden wanted more guns on his ship. The engineers complied, making the ship too top-heavy. It sailed for 20 minutes, hit a tiny breeze, and sank in the harbor. A royal blunder of epic proportions. Skylab. America's first space station wasn't supposed to crash, but NASA underestimated solar activity, which dragged the station down. In 1979, 77 tons of high-tech metal came raining down over Australia. A fiery end to a $1 billion project. The Walkie-Talkie Building. In London, a skyscraper was built with a curved glass face that acted like a magnifying glass. It focused sunlight into a death ray that melted cars and started fires on the street. Architecture literally turned into a weapon. The Titanic. It wasn't just the iceberg. New evidence shows the rivets holding the hull together were made of low-grade iron that couldn't handle the cold. A common choice to save on material costs made a huge ship incredibly fragile. New Orleans levees. During Katrina, the levees didn't just fail, they were designed wrong. Engineers didn't look deep enough into the soil. The water just pushed the walls aside. A $160 billion catastrophe that was entirely preventable. The Challenger. A simple rubber O-ring seal failed because the weather was too cold. Engineers warned their bosses, but the pressure to launch was too high. 7 lives and $1 billion shuttle were lost because of a common management error. Three Gorges Dam. It's the world's largest power station, but it's so heavy it literally shifted Earth's mass, slowing our rotation by microseconds. But the landslides and environmental damage it caused are a multi-billion-dollar headache that won't go away. Vidara Death Ray. Just like London, Las Vegas has a hotel that singes its guests. The curved glass focuses a beam of light onto the pool deck so hot it can melt plastic. Apparently, architects don't learn from each other's mistakes. Kansai Airport. Built on an artificial island, it's sinking faster than anyone imagined. Japan has spent billions trying to jack the building up and keep the ocean out. It's a literal money pit in the middle of the sea. The Ford Pinto. To save a few dollars per car, Ford placed a gas tank in a position where it would explode in a crash. They calculated it was cheaper to pay for deaths than to fix the cars. A corporate blunder that defines greed. Quebec Bridge. This bridge collapsed twice. The first time, 75 workers died because the chief engineer was too proud to recheck his weight math. Ego is the most expensive material in any construction project. These are the giants, but engineering blunders are everywhere, from the pothole that ruins your tire to the power grid that fails in a storm. In America, we spend billions every year fixing common mistakes that should have been avoided at the start. Engineering is the art of learning from failure. Every standing bridge is a lesson learned. If you found these blunders as shocking as we did, hit that like button. Subscribe to Common Blunders for more deep dives into the mistakes that shape our world. See you next time.